I'm here with the sexiest thing to come out of Abilene, Texas since Jessica Simpson. I waited for that one, Dash. That was coming.
That was cool.
I got Dash Albus with me. What's up, my man?
What's going on?
Excited to have you, man. I was looking through yesterday about Abilene, Texas. I said, what can I find out about this town? And
Absolutely.
the notable people to come out. You didn't make that Wikipedia yet. You're going to be there soon. But Jessica Simpson made it.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know she's from there.
That's a fun one. I didn't know that.
Now you have that. Like,
Okay.
I think it gives you a hard time about anything. For now on, you can say, I'm from Jessica Simpson's hometown.
Yeah. What's up? What are you gonna do?
What's up, man? Game, set, match, right? Dash is a pitcher selected 2024 by the Royals, round 19. I wanted to start real quick with round 19 picks, okay? And we talked for a minute before this, and we said, picks come from all over the place. And I had to look this up. Round 19, if you can believe it or not, Don Mattingly, Brett Saberhagen. Saberhagen was a Cy Young winner, I want to say, with the Royals. He was round 19, and maybe they're rolling the dice on Dash here, and they're thinking you're the next Saberhagen. But he won the Cy a couple times. Notably, one of the best 19th rounders ever. Round 12, Nolan Ryan. Round 13, Albert Pujols. Doesn't matter where you get drafted, you were drafted, and that's when it all begins. That's when you really need to start working. If a team has enough faith in you, whether it's a $20,000 signing bonus or a $20 million signing bonus, they have enough faith in you to draft you for their club. And then that's when you really got to start working, right? That's how I view it. But excited to have you, man. What's going on? How are you? What's happening? You said you were in Augusta last night, just getting ready to rock and roll for today. What are the 4th of July plans?
Yeah. Well, the plan is go play a baseball game, hopefully win, and watch some fireworks.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, live day by day.
Tell me about the chemistry on the Fireflies. Tell me, obviously you're with the Royals organization and drafted last year, which there's an option there. They can either put you down in rookie camp. They can say we're parting ways altogether, or you can start on the trajectory that you have, which is excellent. You're exactly where you should be right now. Tell me about the chemistry and how you're feeling there and how the confidence is.
Man, honestly, I feel like I'm so blessed. I was getting phone calls and I saw the Royals, and I wasn't really expecting much, but got into Arizona right after we got drafted, and it felt like just our entire draft class, we all just kind of came together, and we were just like, okay, we're here. We're a little family now. We're all away from our families, and we all just kind of came buds and just grew together.
It's awesome. It's like you and I were saying, baseball's just got this unspoken rule of family where everybody's kind of got each other's backs. There's never the egos of the first round versus the 19th round. How have you kind of, with that being said, mixing it up with the guys, have you found that same type atmosphere, right? Where you're just not getting that ego type thing. Like you had just said, it's like, hey man, welcome. We're all Royals at this point.
Yeah. So kind of like in college, you're fighting for a spot.
Yep.
Same thing here. And, it's, I guess, kind of unspoken, but you're not really supposed to be friends with people that are at the same level with you And honestly, me and a guy here, we got drafted together, and he's a left-handed reliever and I'm a left-handed reliever. And we just kind of clicked, and it's like, well, we're supposed to hate each other, and we're supposed to it's the friendly competition when it's okay, I want to do better than you. But we're locked in and we're buds, and we're doing the same thing and hope for the same goal.
No, I love it, man. So you are a reliever by trade. Is that kind of how you would define yourself?
No, so I was a starter my entire life.
And I was not to interrupt you, but were you a weekend starter at Abilene?
No, so that was the first time I relieved. I was a starter in JUCO all the way through high school and whatever. But 2 years JUCO starter. End of my JUCO career, I could not get out of the 4th inning, and so they put me in the bullpen, then transferred to ACU, and then I was a reliever there.
That leads into an excellent segue. You did it for me. A lot of guys that are lights out pitchers, man, that could have an arsenal of different pitches, can't get out of the 3rd, can't get out of the 4th, can't get out of the 5th. And that's when these guys become relievers. That's not a bad word in baseball anymore, man. Like there's guys making heck of a lot more than a living, from being relievers. And I'd give my left pinky to be a reliever in the MLB right now. So I don't need the left. The right pinky I still need, but the left, we can take it away. Couldn't throw without the right one. Seriously. And you look at the guys that come in now, I'm a diehard Atlanta Braves fan. I grew up that way, always have been. And I get excited, when these relievers come in. If there's a guy in the fourth or the fifth, and you just see, man, that second or third time through the lineup, it's more hitters adjusting, in my opinion. But when you see them come in and you're like, yep, this is going to be 3 outs. You know what I'm saying? Like, how have you embraced that role? And do you feel any type of way about it, like any type of stigma?
So as a starter, you kind of have to control your energy, I guess, kind of so I don't want to say the phrase that we use, but anyways, your energy, you're throwing and you're going for that for 5 innings. As a reliever, I'm coming in for 3 outs, maybe six, and I'm going to give you 100% of it, all 3 or 6 outs. It's hard to do that as a starter. So the whole job is to get 3 outs, and I'm going to give all of my energy pitch 1 through pitch 15, or however many pitches it takes.
It's almost a less pressure kind of thing in a way, right? I mean, it's so you're either the hero or you're the scapegoat. That's how it comes.
Yeah.
So you can ruin a game for your starter, or you can save somebody if there's 3 on, and he can high five you later for helping his ERA, right? Because you're responsible there. And it's a very interesting position in baseball because it's a lot of unsung. I've had a few guys on recently, actually. Jesse Biddle, former Brave, Danny Weaker I just had on, and Justin Grimm, all guys that just played pro ball as relievers / closers. And we got into this conversation a little bit, and there is a little part of it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they said this, where you got to swallow the pride a little. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to keep going back to the starter thing. As a starter, you're going to see the same batter once, twice, 3 times. This is my first time seeing this, and I know my stuff's better than you. If you get the best of my stuff, then hats off to you, and go on to the next day.
Mono versus mono. See, I love that. The starter, obviously you go in, you got somebody, let's go Skeens or somebody, you're just throwing gas the first. That's going to wow some people. I think in time, 101 or 100 or 101 is nah, it sounds crazy to say that's going to be the norm, but Acuna jumps on a fastball, dude. They throw him a high heat first pitch, it's gone, right? Yeah. And if he time or he strikes out, like he times it right or he doesn't when you're throwing heat like that. But so he walks by in baseball, right? You walk by to the guy behind you. Here's what he's throwing. Now you get through once. Now in the third, most guys struggle in the fifth, right? Fourth or fifth, and that's what you were just implying, because these guys are chirping, man. And if they've kind of figured out what your hot pitch is that day, they're going to get you. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, and that's the big thing now. It's just these hitters can react and make an adjustment so quick, where if you're not adjusting, well, then they're just going to get you, and that's so prevalent everywhere in baseball now.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. When did you get into playing? Have you always played ball, or did you play other sports?
Oh gosh, it was t-ball when I was probably 3, maybe 4. I've just never
your
played.
Dad a baseball guy?
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, he didn't play that much. Actually, my uncles are the baseball guys. He was a football guy. But man, we just started doing baseball. I hate to say it, but that was the only sport that I was really good at. So I tried football and I didn't really like getting hit. Tried basketball, I couldn't really shoot the ball or dribble.
So you obviously knew at an early age you had that craft. You had a talent for baseball. Was it pitching, or were you an all-around player? Did you always have a real strong arm?
Strong, no, but I could go. I mean, in Little League, so you're 6 innings, and I could go 6 innings, and I felt like that was cool. I remember I was seeing
They would let you.
Excuse me?
They would let you play 6?
Oh yeah, because it's I guess it was 75 pitch limit.
Okay.
And so I'm a weak contact guy, so it was you get there and yeah, you look up and oh well, it's the 6th inning and I'm done. But I remember my dad would sign a baseball, and this was like an All-Star or something. It was 15 strikeouts in a game, and also hit a homer. And it's just like these are like the show numbers, and it was just fun.
Yeah. Do you still have those somewhere?
Yeah, no, my dad's got them in the house somewhere.
I started doing that too for my boys. It's so cool just to have that. And now your dad is probably over the moon that you're drafted and playing baseball, and he has all those. And trust me, man, he's telling every single person he knows that his son plays ball. So you made your dad proud, man. And that's amazing. It's emotional. It really is. Now, back then you just kind of alluded to, you said you're a soft contact hitter. What makes a soft contact hitter versus a pop fly guy for the the easy listeners versus a pop fly guy versus the just they're swinging and miss guys? Like, other than velocity, because that's kind of the easy answer. What else?
Mhm.
What else is it, man? What's the recipe?
I guess there's kind of two categories. Well, so, okay, so I'm going to go metrically. Well, a guy that has more horizontal is going to be your soft contact guy.
Okay.
Uh, Kind of missing the sweet spot of the bat.
Okay.
That's going to get you more ground balls, more off the end of the bat. A guy with ride, and so yeah, baseballs are plotted, pitches are plotted into like a chart. So ride is going to be up and down, run is going to be horizontal. So your ride guys that ball seems to do this, that's going to be your swinging under the bat or swinging under the ball, strikeouts, pop fly type guy. And then the guys that have sink or run, that's going to be your soft contact. But you can also have just funk, like Greg Maddux just had gross stuff.
Disgusting.
Change up that moved a freaking mountain and a half, and then you're just gonna miss bats or just get it off the end.
Maddox, thank you so much for shout out to Greg Maddox. He's one of my favorites ever, and of course, legend Brady. And you couldn't use a better example. If I could model how to pitch, and you know what else, man? You pitch longer, in my opinion, that way, right? God bless these guys throwing 101, 102. TJ being what it is. And I feel like in baseball now, man, in high school, they want you to throw it. In college, JUCO college, they want you to throw it. Your arm's going to fall off, right? If you're able to do it the way Maddox did it, the way there's a handful of guys that are really just good pitchers. And I'm not saying anybody's not a good, you know what I'm getting at. And
yeah, Zach Greinke late in his career, later ends.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Kershaw now, right?
Yeah.
Kershaw was a gas guy. Other than his curve, which is still disturbing. Like,
Yeah.
other than that, like, these guys know how to pitch. You find the craft of pitching, instead of just throwing. What is your arsenal right now? Like, how many pitches are you working with?
Oh, well, technically four, but it just depends on the day. So I got a four seam fastball, two seam sinker ish, and then slider and changeup.
Okay. All right. And what are you coming in? What's your velocity with your fastball right now?
So 92, 93, nothing crazy. I'm not going to blow your socks off, but
See, but that's exactly what you're talking about. Then you're talking about the run. So a guy who can throw 92, 93, run off the plate, not only may preserve his career a lot longer, man, but I think there's so many batters now and hitters that are just expecting the heat, that you can use that to such an advantage. Is that kind of, when you got to a point, whether in college or whatever, did you say, okay, this is the type of pitcher I want to become?
I was gonna say it's not the glamorous thing, not striking everybody out. It kind of annoyed me this past, I guess, month. I really wasn't getting any strikeouts. I was like, man, what's going on? But then you go back and look, and it's okay, it's a ground ball here, it's a little weak fly ball here. And to answer your question, probably I guess last year coming out of the pen, I just figured out, man, if I just get 3 outs, it doesn't really matter how that happens. If it's in three pitches, cool. If it's in nine, it's awesome. Against Augusta opening week, man, I had him on the ropes too. It was 2 outs. It was 1 out. I just punched out the first guy, and lefty comes up, and so lefty on lefty, it's in my advantage. And I'm like, okay, and we're throwing sliders, and I throw slider, he swings and misses, and then I'm like, okay, I've got him. Slider, and it's up and in right at his chest, and it just kind of drops right into the zone, turns on it, see a ball walk off, and
No.
light shows and everything, and I'm like, welcome to it. I don't know what this is.
It was in Augusta, I take it, right? That we had some fireworks.
Yeah. No, there was everything going on. Yeah, and I was like, okay, welcome to it.
Tell the people how that, okay, like it's hard, right? Get inside your head a minute. So you got this guy, the first guy you strike out. All right. How good of a feeling is that?
No, you're on top
at this
of the world.
at this level. And then going from here to how bad of a feeling is that after this guy takes you a yard, man?
Yeah. So it was literally as the extreme high because it's my second time throwing that week. And so I'm up here. This is my first time in pro ball and I'm throwing. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And I strike him out and I'm like, yeah, let's go. So I'm on top of the mountain. And then I throw the pitch and I can see it in slow motion going. And it's just on a plateau, just straight down. I'm like, oh. Head down. And luckily you got the guys around you and you're like, okay, well, we play tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We're good. We'll live.
Yeah. You got but baseball is such a 5-second rule, bounce back type game. and if you let it eat you up, man, you're in trouble. I wanted to ask you about one guy in particular, and I don't know if you did face him or not. He was in your conference, Grand Canyon, Jacob Wilson.
I never faced him. He was the year right before.
Was he kind of a well-known
Oh my,
substitute?
yeah. So it was the year we were going to play there. I guess last year we were going to play them, and he was kind of the talk, and it was like, okay, well, if he gets in the box, how are you going to get him out? And well, it's okay. I'm just going to make him try to get it in the ground. You're not going to strike him out.
Yeah, he's tough to strike out.
Yeah. But no, he was definitely, we talked about him, just more or less of how good he was at Grand Canyon. And he's obviously done it for the A's now. But we definitely.
It's a really good story. It really is, who are some other guys, I guess, that you like recent guys that you kind of would emulate your game after or look up to, and some guys that you kind of never wanted to face, some guys that people might know. Is there anybody that stands out?
So I don't know if you know him, Creed Willems. So he's with the Orioles. He's a catcher for him in high school. He was just down the road from me.
Okay.
High school ball. So we'd go to second round of playoffs and we'd face them. Alito, that's who it is. And I was like, I do not want to face him. Luckily, I had good success against him, but man, just a big power guy. And then you get on the mound after catching 6 innings, and then get on the mound and pump 95, 96. And it's just like, what is this guy doing?
Right? They're just built different. I don't get it, man. Right?
Yeah.
How is he go? Is he the same year as you and everything? Was he drafted last year?
He was drafted out of high school. Took out of high school. We are the same age.
Okay. And how's he doing with him?
Oh man, he was in the fall league. No, he's kicking butt right now.
Good. I'll have to get his info from you, man.
That'd
be cool for sure. So what do we do for fun in Abilene, Texas, man? We'll get to some fun questions here. It's 4th of July. What was it like growing up there, and what did you do for fun there and stuff? Is it sports?
Man, a lot of sports. I guess it's kind of unheard of or not done that much, but I had my neighbor and then one of our other friends. We would just hop on our bike and go all the way around town. Yeah. And we're hopping on the main road and just riding bikes. And that's when we were young. So I guess that's kind of not a common thing. But other than that, I mean, just work and play ball.
Kind of a blue collar town. Texas is huge, dude. It's the size of the Ukraine. Like I just found that out. And I went to Texas a year or two ago. The wife and I have been to, we made a point a few years to get to every major league stadium in the country.
Houston, there you go.
And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, we'll zip around, right? Like, no, that's
a few days. That's it. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a humongous state. A lot of fun, man. A lot of things to do there. A lot of people come out of Texas and some great athletes, adding Dash Albus to the list. I got one of my little guys here. Wanted to ask you a question. He's creeping around. It's 4th of July. Said he could come in and ask. So Jackson, come on in. This is ladies and gentlemen, Jackson, the future draft pick, right?
There you go.
Drafted 19th round by the Kansas City Royals last year. What question do you have for him?
What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
My favorite Pop-Tart flavor? Oh wow. What's is there a s'mores one?
There is.
There's s'mores. I think that's my all-time favorite. And then second is strawberry.
That's his too, the s'mores, right?
There you go. Good picks.
You and Dash, man, you're on the same level. Is that all you got for him? All right, you want to wish him all the best, man? Tell him have a great career.
Yeah, have a great career.
Yeah, hey, thanks, man.
Jeff. I love having him in, man. He gets all nervous, he gets into it, and he's awesome. So, what's your favorite board game, man? You play board games? Monopoly, anything like that?
Monopoly just takes so long.
It does. It's fun, but it takes forever.
It's so fun, but is it considered a board game if we're playing with cards? A lot of card games.
All right. What's your favorite card game?
Monopoly. It's just a classic.
What's your favorite card game?
So we play 31 or what's the other one we played? Like Casino.
Okay.
So we got 3 hours to kill and we're just gonna bust out the cards and start playing.
Is that kind of what it is amongst pitchers, right? It's a lot of cards, isn't it?
Yeah. Report at 2 and just stretch at 5, and it's just like, okay, well, we got 3 hours. Here we go.
Play on the bus too.
A lot of the bus hours are just headphones on and just taking a nap.
People assume this glamorous life, right? I've spoken so many times to guys about this. It's not all glitz and glamour. It's a lot like, how do I describe it? It's a grind, right? Like you're on that bus, man, and you're going town to town, and there's days I'm sure that you question it, right? Like, hey, you're so young that you really can't question it yet. But say you were 26, 27, 28, you know what I mean? It's a grind. This is what you want to do, right? Your goal, man, like you are playing MLB baseball, and I can kind of see by talking to you, you're locked in, this is it, right? Like, tell me about how confident you are and like what your goal is here.
So I kind of think everything I've done up to this point is kind of like, I mean, so I'm a Christian, so it's everything was just God put this and he lined it up perfectly for me. So I did high school and I went to JUCO. I had no offers out of high school. And a guy that I played against, a coach, he connected me with Temple College and they're like, hey, come walk on. I was like, all right, cool. So everyone here says you got the JUCO grind. And that is an understatement. You've got a full fall schedule, a full spring schedule, and you're out there for it feels like 18 hours a day, fixing the field and playing and double headers. And so that set me up to, I guess, really appreciate, I guess, D1. D1, you have it a little easier. Travel on a plane, on a nice charter bus.
You're not doing your own lines. You're not right. You're not doing the chalk.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not fixing them out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know how to find the word, but it set this up to where now we're gone for a week and we come home and yeah, the travel sucks, but there's nothing else I'd rather do right now.
Right. No, I think you said it best. And as a man of faith, like you said, man, God has a way of putting you in certain situations, right? And some people don't need that, right? So some people, say your buddy right out of high school or whatever, and then other people have different paths to where they're going. I'm a huge karma guy. I'm a huge faith guy. I'm a huge, let it ride, man. Fate's going to work. If you're a good human, withdrawals and deposits, that karma is going to come to you. That's just how I feel in life. But you got to have the deposits too, right? It can't just be withdrawal. And being good to others, and just being an overall good human being. I feel like it's going to work. It's going to come back for you. And the grind, like you said, of JUCO, man, once you start double A, high A, single, it's going to seem easy, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you're just so used to working so hard, that blue collar mentality. That's gonna be like, what do you mean? I don't have like it sounds silly, but I don't have to go fix my own mound. Like, what I mean?
I feel like they set it up perfectly. So I'm in low A, so our travel is not that bad. Most will travel is 4 hours on a bus, and then you go up to high A, and the travel's a little bit worse, but you're still week series. And so it's literally like they keep setting you up and then you get on a nicer bus and then eventually on a plane. And so you worked to get the luxury of being a top dog.
100%. This was fun, dude. You're a great guy. I could tell by chatting with you, man. Definitely feel like I made a friend. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. I'm gonna follow the career very closely. We're gonna stay in touch. What time you pitching today, or what time you guys playing today?
Playing at 6:35, fireworks show right after. So I'm gonna find a spot on the grass and go watch it.
Sounds good. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the holiday. Honestly, man, I wish you nothing but the best. Can't thank you enough. I'll reach out to you in a little bit. All right.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Take care, brother.
Yeah, you too.